Hey, I'm Ant, and this is your 6 tips to help a friend with bereavement. Hey, so I'm Ant, and I work for Taunton Youth for Christ. You've probably seen me around school, either at Castle School, Bishop Fox's, or even around town when I've been doing detached youth work. You might even come to our youth group on a Friday night. Anyway, this video is all about bereavement. I've done it as an assembly a few times in different schools. So this video actually comes with a bit of a warning, as it were. It's a tough subject, yeah? So be kind to yourself. If it touches a nerve, if it gets you in the feelers, make sure that you do some of the tips that we've got for you in this video. If you've never thought about bereavement before and it brings some stuff up for you, make sure that you contact us, contact your welfare team at school, talk to your family about it as well. Anyway, let's get into the video. Okay, so let me just read you this. Bereavement or grief is something we all go through, particularly if you define it as losing something, someone, or anything significant in your life. I lead bereavement assemblies and talk to people about grief and bereavement because actually I've experienced quite a lot of grief in my own life. Recently I've lost my mum. Before that I lost my dad, so I've lost both my parents. I'm actually one of 8, but the only surviving child. I've lost both my uncles and 2 cats, 2 dogs, a horse, a budgie. And also, one of the saddest moments as a child, when I didn't really understand very much, was when I couldn't fit into my Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle outfit. I was absolutely devastated and cried for ages. And this, normally if I do the assembly with you guys, I'd hide this around for you guys to find, but this is one of my most treasured possessions. It's a photo of me and my dad. One of the photos of Dad taking me on an outing when I was a kid. In the midst of his depression, he wanted me to have a memory. And this is what is surviving of that memory, a little memento. I still remember the day very well, but that is definitely one of my most treasured possessions. Okay, so we've got a little video now, and then we're going to get straight into the 6 tips to help you and your friends with grief and bereavement, especially as it affects us all. So it'd be really good to get onto those.
Listen, there's no right or wrong way to deal with the loss of a loved one. You can expect grieving to be rough, and it's different for every single person. Another important thing, it's not just a matter of coping with loss. It's about coping with change. And that, Wellcasters, takes a lot of time. Today on Wellcast, we're dealing with a pretty difficult subject. How do you deal with the death of a loved one? How do you live your life in the face of a life-changing event? We don't have all the answers, and honestly, you're going to have to work through your pain in your own way, at your own pace. But if you're looking for it, we do have some advice. First things first, you need to remember that grief is a process and not a task. You might have heard of a popular theory that breaks up bereavement into stages: denial, anger, bargaining, depression, and acceptance. While you might identify with some or all of these steps, you gotta remember that grief is less like a staircase and more like a roller coaster. There are peaks and dips, and they don't always happen in predictable ways. You might feel better for a while and then worse, and that's okay. It's natural to have an uneven journey with your grief. Don't be afraid of the pain. You shouldn't try to stuff your sorrow away into a place where you don't have to deal with it. It's just going to stay there. In order for you to work through your grief, you're first going to have to acknowledge that it exists. There are a lot of ways to do this. You might have to be alone for a bit. Maybe you need to write down your feelings in a journal or talk to someone. Do things that make you happy. When you're grieving, it's sometimes difficult to hold on to who you are. After all, so much of your energy is focused on the mourning of your loved one, which is fair, but it's easy to get sucked into a mind space where you can't even remember your former self. We want to tell you it's okay to take time to do the things that make you feel like yourself and give you joy. Recognize the relationship between the mind and the body. When you're experiencing grief, it's really easy to forget the things that you usually do as a matter of routine. Taking a shower, getting enough sleep, eating. Neglecting your physical health is only going to take a greater toll on your mental health, which is taking a pretty significant hit right now. So, do yourself a favor, and do us a favor, and make an effort to take care of you. It's what your loved one would want. Reach out. Wellcasters, if you take nothing else away from this episode, please remember this. You do not have to be alone in your grief. If your feelings are too overwhelming for you to sort out, that's okay. But go to someone else for help. It can be someone you know, a family member or a friend, or it can be a therapist or a professional who knows how to help people deal with this exact situation that you find yourself in right now. Just the act of talking out loud about your feelings can be incredibly cathartic. Finding someone who can help you sort them and work through them is even better.
Hopefully that video has helped you. Let's move on to 6 tips that will help you with bereavement. You got this. Tip number 1. Acknowledge your pain. You will see in an infographic that I'll show you in a minute that sometimes we can try and, well, maybe not even try, but we deny that we're in a tricky time. Make sure that you acknowledge that stuff is hard at the minute, okay? Accept that grief can trigger many, many different emotions. And some emotions that you feel, you might just be thinking, why am I even feeling that? I'm supposed to feel sad and down. Why am I feeling like I could go for a run and conquer the world? Acknowledge that and accept that you might feel a whole range of emotions that you didn't realise that you could. Seek face-to-face support. Don't hide behind a text message or Snapchat. Don't hide behind an Instagram post saying someone chat or something like that, yeah? Make sure you call someone up and say, hey, can we meet down the park? I need to chat. Go see your family. Make sure that you talk to them about what's going on. Also, make sure that you talk to some really good adults in school, like the welfare team. You can come talk to us at Taught on You for Christ. Talk to somebody face to face. Support yourself by taking care of yourself physically. Now, I've already shared with you personally that I have been through quite a lot of grief, especially in the last couple of years. Now, I know for a fact that it is really easy to hide in your bedroom with Netflix and a tub of ice cream and a packet of Haribo and my favourite salt and vinegar crisps. So make sure that you get out, go for a walk, do a bit of exercise, download an app and do some exercise every morning or something. There's loads of science behind why it really helps. Talk to your science teachers about it, talk to the welfare team about it. There's not much time in this video. You've probably already learned about it in other mental health videos anyway. But yeah, make sure that you do some exercise because it really, really helps with the brain. Recognise there is a difference between grief and depression. Now, this is quite a serious point, so make sure that you do this with another adult. Why don't you book an appointment with the school counsellor, go see your GP, talk to the welfare team at school, or come talk to me at Taught on You for Christ. Don't lock yourself away in your room, watching Netflix, eating ice cream, feeling more and more down, and then coming to the conclusion that you're depressed. Make sure that you do one of the other points and talk to someone face to face. Life is just better together. Here is 6 tips for you to help your friends as they experience bereavement. Number 1, get in touch with them. Do you know what? If you think your friend is going through a tough time at the minute, give them a call. Get them out of the house, meet up with them face to face and chat. Make sure that they're doing alright. Number 2, listen, don't talk. Do you know what? It's really easy, and I do this all the time, to go, do you know, I don't think you're very well at the minute, and so I've brought you out here, I want to chat, I've brought you a coffee, what's going on in a minute, I think it's this, what about this, how are you feeling about this? And I don't listen to them. So listen, don't talk. Let them express their emotions. Let them feel how they're feeling. Don't just try and stick a comedy on Netflix or something, or send them loads of funny GIFs or whatever. Yeah, let them feel how they're feeling. Let them express how they're feeling. Be specific in any help that you offer. Do you know, loads of people, when both my mum and dad passed away, would finish a conversation with me, checking in how I'm doing and all that kind of stuff. They'd finish by saying, you know, just give us a call if you want anything. I'm always here to help. Just text, give us a bell, anything, you know. And actually, most of those people, they might mean it if I were to call them and say, can I have help with whatever. But I don't think they expected me to actually call them and ask for any help. The people who offered the most support was those that said things specifically. Can I cook you a meal? Do you want to come round for a meal? One person actually said, do you need a suit for the funeral? You know, being specific about the help that you can give is really, really important. Saying to a friend, do you want to go for a bike ride? Do you want to hang out and go get a Mackey's? Being specific about it, not just saying, I'm here if you need. Number 5, be patient. You know, grief doesn't just disappear, it may take time. Key dates and anniversaries can bring up all sorts of emotions again. So be patient and be ready with the previous points to help. Number 6, suggest an activity. So this might be something that they really enjoy doing, or maybe something that helps them to remember some of the good stuff that has happened, because it will help them process their grief. Things like old photos, special places, or things that they really enjoy doing, like maybe going for a bike ride, hanging out at Mackey's, making TikTok videos, anything that they enjoy doing, but also some great things that will help them remember. You know, when my mum passed away, I found a huge basket full, and I mean huge. I mean it's I can't even see it on here. Like, it's massive, full of photos, and I trawled through them, and then I took them to a family gathering, and I just put the basket there, and then everyone was like, "Oh, what's that?" And we got out all the photos, and loads of us, all of us, were just saying, I forgot about this family party. Do you remember when this happened? Do you remember do you remember when your mum had that haircut? It was absolutely brilliant. So things like that can really help a person process the grief. You know, it might seem really weird doing an assembly on bereavement. The last time I did this assembly, I had a young person come up to me to say, do you know what, Anne, I don't think I realised that I'm bereaving my parents' divorce. I had another young person who I actually approached them because I know that their parents have passed away, and I asked them, do you think the assembly was okay? I mean, was it hard for you sitting there? Was it really cringeworthy? All that. And they said, no, and I'm really pleased that you did it, because now my friends know how I feel. I had another young person who had bereaved what other people might think is just a silly thing, you know, and just get over it. But they realised that actually a lot of the steps through the grief process they felt, and it's really important that we as their friends can acknowledge those and help them and support them no matter what it is people are grieving.